Hi guys, and welcome to another Divi Theme video. This is Jamie from System22 and webdesignandtechtips.com. Well, we've got some floating social media icons for you today. If you look at the bottom of the screen there, I've got some little social media icons. When I roll down the page, they're going to stay right there. When they get about halfway down the page, they're going to go up to the top and they're going to stick to the top. When we get down to the bottom of the page, we can roll back up. When it gets to about the middle, they'll roll back down and stick on the bottom like that. Nice little feature to have on your site. Keeps your social media icons in focus all the time. No coding involved in this today or no extra plugins. So let's get started. I'm going to enable the Visual Builder. And I'm going to go down and delete this little row with my icons in it, which is about halfway down my page. So I've got a row here, single column. There's my social media icons. I'm going to delete them. I've got a little row here in between all the other rows. It's a simple one column row. Let's hit the little dark button to add a new module. Divi comes as standard with all these light grey modules here. We're looking for the social media follow. There we go. And by default, it puts in a Facebook and a Twitter, and you've got them right here. Let's move this over here so you can see what's going on. And you can go into each one, choose the network that you want. I'll leave this on Facebook for a minute. Obviously, put the link to your profile page here. And you can style each one individually. A lot of them come with the default colors. I'm going to leave mine on the defaults today. Of course, you can do that. And you can set up hover cover colors and things like that, like any other Divi module. So I'm going to leave mine on the default. Once you've done one of them, save it. It'll take you back to the main settings. You can add some more. Let's add a couple more. And we'll do Instagram. And perhaps one more. Let's do LinkedIn. Okay, well that works for me. Obviously you can style these things, you can style them individually however you want. I'm going to style them globally by saving this, going back to the main content here. Let's go over to our design. Well, alignment wise, I want them in the middle of my row. And it's a single column, so we'll pop them right in the middle right there. We go down to the icon color white. That's absolutely fine for me. You can use a custom icon size and make them bigger and smaller if you need to. I think I'll make them a little bit bigger. And you can change the shape of them by doing different borders and things like that. So let's go in there, let's give them a bigger border value perhaps. Just put in the 50, it'll put in the pics for you, and you've got nice round ones. If you've got that little chain link like that, it'll do all four at once for you. If you take it off, you can get some strange shapes going if that's what you want to do. Great, well that's fine. I'm just going to add perhaps a little bit of box shadow to lift them off of that white page. So I'm going to roll down a bit more. There's the box shadow right there. And we'll pop that on there. Fantastic. Okay, well we've got our little icons set up there. Now there's a couple of different options we can do here. I'm going to save this and we're going to go into the row. Green tab for a row, it's a blue tab for a section, and a dark tab for the module. I'm actually going to go into the green tab, the row. And if you wanted to have them perhaps right here at the bottom at all times, we could actually make that row fixed position by going over to advanced. Remember, we're in the row for this position. We can change the relative to fixed. When I do this, they'll disappear. They're actually up under our nav bar up there. We've got a little matrix here. We can choose where we want to put them. I can put them bottom, middle, left, right. Remember, it's within the row that we're aligning them here. So if you wanted them there at all times, you could do that. And look, it's just gone down below a little bit there, so you'd have to bring the Z index up. That way it'll stay on top at all times. Fantastic. So that's what you do if you want them fixed position right there. But I'm actually going to have mine sticky, so they'll stick to the bottom and the top of the page. So I'm going to go up, I'm going to take that back to the default. I'm going to go roll down a little bit to the scroll effects right here. And here we've got some sticky options. It's going to be on do not stick for the default. I'm going to have mine stick to top and bottom. You can have it just stick to the bottom if you want to. If I put that on and I roll down the page, you'll see as we're rolling up the page, it's just going to stick to the bottom there. And if we roll back the other way, it'll go back to where it was and disappear. If you want to stick it to the top, I'm sure you know what's going to happen now. If I roll up the page, it'll stick to the top. When we roll back down, it'll go back to where it was. It's a nice little effect. I'm going to have mine stick to both. And we've got this row actually located in the middle of the page here. So halfway it's going to stick to the bottom and halfway it's going to stick to the top, which will work for me. Don't really need any sticky offset. It's perfectly fine where it is like that. So we should be pretty well good to go here. Let's just save our changes. We'll save the page changes down here. Actually, just before I save the page changes down here, because we've made this, if you make this fixed position, sometimes you might have a hard time getting to it because it might be behind another element or just not showing, especially if you moved it around. If you have that trouble, hit the little purple button right here. Over the left hand side, we've got a little icon, and that's wireframe view. If you hit that, it takes you to the back end of the site where we've got a sort of wireframe view of it. And that way you can roll down, and I actually named the row that we were working in social, and you do that with the admin label, little cog. Under the content there, admin label, you can call all these modules whatever you want. I tend to leave them on the default, but if you're working back end and you've got a lot of things, especially if they're all the same, using the admin label is really handy. Great, well, should be good to go. Once you're happy and found what you want, you can flip back to regular desktop or tablet or mobile view, whichever you prefer. Okay, well, let's save our page changes, make sure that this is going to work on the front end. Exit the Visual Builder. And there's our page. And we've got our little social media stuck to the bottom there. If I start rolling down the page, they're going to stay exactly there. When it gets to where they originally were, the row, they're going to float up the page. And they're going to stick to the top. And we can continue rolling down the rest of the site there. When you're happy with that, roll back up. And again, when it gets to about the middle where the original row was, they'll stick, come down the page. And we've got them on the bottom again. And that's a nice little feature to have on your site. Like I say, really easy to set up. Great way of sharing your social profiles with people. No coding or no extra plugins involved today. So I hope you've enjoyed this and found it useful. If you have, please give it a thumbs up, ring the bell, comment, share, and subscribe to the YouTube channel. If you have any questions, pop them below the video. I'll do my best to answer them for you, or make a little demo video if I can. Once again, this has been Jamie with System22 and webdesignandtechtips.com. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.